One of the youngest full-service airlines in the world with one of the youngest and most modern fleets, Starlux was established as a legal entity back in 2017. Placing orders for new jets from Airbus in the lead-up to inaugural service, the carrier found itself launching just before international air travel essentially shut down due to the pandemic. But against these fierce headwinds, Starlux has prevailed to represent some serious competition for its already well-established Taiwanese rivals. And so today, we take a look at the current and future fleet of Starlux and how it compares with its rivals. So, at a glance, the Starlux fleet consists of the following aircraft types and quantities as of late December 2025, with data coming from planespotters.net. As always, things are subject to change, and we know this is especially the case for Starlux, as it has quite a few more aircraft to be delivered, but more on that later. At present, the airline operates 13 A321neos, 6 A330-900s, and 10 A350-900s. Yes, it's currently a fleet of just 29 aircraft, incredibly small when you look at many other full-service airlines out there today. But what's impressive about this collection of jets is the average age, a little over 3 years. Indeed, every single type operated by Starlux is brand new and Airbus's most modern offering. When looking at the airline's delivery history, we can see that 3 jets were delivered in 2025, 2 A350-900s and an A330-900. 2024 saw 5 aircraft delivered, again a mix of A330neos and A350s. And while Starlux has been taking new aircraft every year since it began operations, we can see that 2022 was its most significant year for growth. From January to December 2022, the airline took delivery of 23 jets, 7 A321neos, 4 A330-900s, and 1 A350-900. Looking into the future, CH Aviation data lists some 26 passenger aircraft ordered and still to be delivered. This includes 6 A321neos, 2 A330-900s, and 18 A350-1000s. The airline has also ordered 10 A350F freighters to fuel its cargo operations. And so you can see that Starlux is serious about operating an incredibly young and modern fleet of aircraft. Newer aircraft generally mean lower maintenance and fuel costs and more time in the air. Even better for Starlux is that it opted to fly A321neos powered by CFM LEAP 1A engines that have proven to be far less problematic than engines from the Pratt & Whitney geared turbofan family. Okay, so the airline has seemingly spared no expense when it comes to getting the newest and most modern aircraft. But what about its cabins? Has it made compromises in the passenger experience in order to fund the acquisition of the newest aircraft? Well, it doesn't really look like it. The airline's A321neo cabin is said to have been designed by BMW Design Works, and the look and feel revolves around the cozy-like home design concept with pure tea as the key color palette. The brownish bronze tone of tea is said to create a warm and elegant environment, like, quote, sipping a cup of fine tea with endless aftertaste. We don't have the same level of design information for Starlux's other aircraft types, but the A330neo and A350 cabins do seem to have a similar look and feel with bronze tones against shades of grey and dark grey. Starlux does comment on continuity and consistency between cabin classes, saying, "The visual continuity between the classes is achieved through shared warm colour values in the headrests, as well as rich fabric weaves selected for the dress covers. Matching carpet and curtains are used throughout the cabin and complement a welcoming and well-rounded interior." All cabin classes across all aircraft types appear to have seat-back screens, and from what we can see in the carrier's promotional material, everything about the interiors appears to scream premium and luxury. And while it's technically not related to the Starlux fleet or hard product, it's fascinating to see the airline feature custom scents/fragrances for its aircraft. These range from the scent named Home in the Air to Home in the Air 33 and Home in the Air 35. In case you haven't figured it out, the 33 fragrance is for the airline's A330neos, while the 35 scent is for the A350s. The airline's current route map sees its aircraft flying out of Taiwan to cities in Japan and parts of Southeast Asia and Hong Kong. Starlux's longest services take travelers to the US West Coast with flights to Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and even the LA area airport of Ontario. The carrier also serves Phoenix. Just looking at the carrier's cabins, it's clear that Starlux is trying to raise the bar on in-flight service and comfort to stand out against its rivals that already provide decent levels of service with fairly modern aircraft. Interestingly, the two other full-service network carriers of Taiwan, EVA Air and China Airlines, both have average fleet ages of roughly 9.5 years at the time of making this video. They also operate modern aircraft. While EVA Air leans more heavily on the Boeing 777 and 787 for its long-haul services, China Airlines uses the A350-900 alongside 10 777-300ERs. EVA Air will eventually operate A350-1000s, while China Airlines will also acquire the 787 Dreamliner. Comparing route networks is where we truly see Starlux's young age compared to its larger, better-established rivals who have fleets that are nearly 3 times larger. Both China Airlines and EVA Air, like Starlux, also serve much of East and Southeast Asia and the West Coast, but these airlines also fly to destinations in Australia, Europe, and deeper into North America, including Chicago and New York. We imagine that it's only a matter of time before Starlux grows its fleet and expands into the same markets in the future, although we'll have to wait and see. Finally, while Starlux has yet to join an airline alliance, it has already formed extensive partnerships with other carriers to enhance connectivity. The carrier has a codeshare agreement with Alaska Airlines to connect travelers onward from Seattle and San Francisco to other parts of the United States. Etihad has also partnered with Starlux and has a codeshare agreement to take travelers from Taipei to various European cities via Abu Dhabi. If we consider that EVA Air is Star Alliance and China Airlines is a SkyTeam member, it would make sense for Starlux to join oneworld if the alliance and carrier ever wanted to make such an agreement. With oneworld marketing itself as a quote-unquote premier airline alliance, the level of service provided by Starlux seems to fit with this brand, if not exceed what many other oneworld carriers are offering. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Fast approaching 6 years since its first flights, there's a lot of room for Starlux to grow, and so we'll have to keep an eye on how the airline chooses to expand in the future. At the same time, Starlux has impressively achieved a lot over those 6 years, forming an airline that lives up to, if not exceeds, the high reputation of many other carriers in the region. But what do you think of Starlux? If you've flown on the carrier, we'd love to hear if the experience lives up to what's being promoted. Do let us know by leaving a comment. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles and a podcast every week. Visit simpleflying.com.